tonight. Had to do a little bit of work out at the gate early, which probably not his real go, but you got good cover. The tempo went on, and you seem to be winding up good on the home turn, and it all worked out very well.
Yeah, it did, Rob. He's a great little horse. He ran good second to Tribeca in the 4-year-old sires, and then unfortunately hurt himself and nearly lost one of his back feet or something with a rug accident. It's taken a long time for him to come back, but he's come back really well. Yeah,
look, he's always, as you mentioned, he's chased home some really nice horses, and he's just a nice, compact little horse and seems to be very versatile, and hopefully now with a bit of age he'll continue to get stronger, and this type of racing is only going to make him even better going forward.
Yeah, you would think so, and tonight, like we saw, it was the first time he's ever really been asked to come out of the gate, and he handled it quite well. So when you got that and you can, be a good sit sprinter as well, at least you can put yourself up there when you need to.
I know Kate's sitting here agreeing with you. She thinks that she probably has driven more trotting winners and pacing. Is that right?
Well, possibly. I'm not 100% sure, but I know Andy said recently that, we'd sort of gone about 6 weeks without a pacing winner. We'd had a few, but they're all trotters. So, we've got about 17 or 18 in our stable. So when it makes up half your stable, I guess, and they've sort of been lucky in getting quality horses from New Zealand, so on easiest marks. So it's been good getting the wins up.
Well, you can't beat Asian experience, because that's exactly what happened tonight. This bloke, he's 8 years of age. He's had, that was his 48th start. He's certainly been around and knows what it's all about, and pretty much accustomed to a bit more harder type racing, and his gate speed tonight was amazing.
Yeah, look, a couple of times, once he didn't get out that good actually, and I think he might have not gone as well that night, but he loves getting on the fence, and as you know, Rob, in these races it makes all the difference and makes the job a lot easier to get done. So gate speed's just gold. He's getting on a hard mark now, so it's only going to get tougher. But he's a lovely little horse, and if he gets on the fence, he can follow the good ones and run money.
Yeah, he looks well in the coat too, winter time, and I'm just admiring his coat at the moment. He looks well.
Yeah, when he came, he was like a woolly goat, and I think he's lived out in a paddock his whole life, and that was all he was used to. And he turned around really quickly, living in a shelter with these doona rugs on, and his coat just come up a treat, and he does look really well, and he's looked like this for a few weeks now. So he's done a really good job since coming over.
Great to see him getting a nice little result here, taking out this DNR Logistics Pace final in these country heats into finals at Tabcorp Park, Melton. Always pretty special. Good money on offer, but at the same time, always nice for the owners to come here and win at headquarters and win a nice little final, Gav.
No, too right. It's a home harness racing here, we know that, and yes, it's a good initiative to run the races around the country, and then as you say, culminate with a $10,000 final. Horses coming through the grades, it sort of helps their bankroll, and as you alluded to, it's got some long-term owners for me, these guys. Some of them school buddies, grew up with them in Romsey and so on. So, it's always very pleasing when you get the result for them.
How did you go at school, Gav?
Well, the writing was on the wall sort of fairly early for me. I knew that the teachers weren't very smart, so I thought there's no place for me here, so I was out of there when I was 14. So my dad was happy though. He free labour for about 10 years, so yeah.
That worked out well, so good to see that you got some good education to go on and follow the passion that you love so much. This horse here has been a really nice purchase for you guys. No star, but a very nice horse. Does his job well. We've seen him run home a few times before him coming to your stable, and showed some good ability. And he's really, you've got him nicely packaged at the moment. He seems to be doing everything right for you.
Yeah, no, he's sort of been plagued with feet problems most of his career, and that's confirmation for you. And he, at the moment, his feet seem very, very good, hence the reason he's strung four together. So, as we know, the feet are very important. they're like tyres on a car, really. And yeah, so his feet are, very good. And like I say, his form shows that. So as long as we can keep that his feet the way they are, well then he'll keep on winning.
Well done. This horse probably giving you a little bit of excitement in the mornings when you wake up, going along beautifully.
Yeah, no, he's going good. He took a bit of time to get right, but Doc seemed to have got him perfect.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about his background. He's by Safari at Assassin Bling, raced by G. Corbett. Tell me, was he a homebred horse or purchased at the sales?
No, Greg breeds all his own, so he puts a little thought behind what he, breeds with. And we've got 2 or 3 out of this mare, so they're just a little bit awkward gaited. So that's why it's taken him so long to hit his straps.
Okay, he's by Safari. We talk about strengths of horses. What's his particular strength at this point?
Oh, he's got brilliant speed. He just needs to learn how to control it more than anything. He can just, as you saw, you just let the bars. It's just like driving a Mercedes-Benz.
Obviously, a bit of toughness. He sustained that run from a fair way from home.
Yeah, he does, and he does it on his own. You sort of don't have to ask him, so which is good.
Personality-wise, he's obviously still big, raw green, even though he's nearly 5 years of age, but obviously still got a bit of growing up to do as far as the race part of it all.
Yeah, he's pretty casual around home. Hasn't been under big lights like this before, so 5 starts, he's, putting it all together.
She's brought up a double, her and Andy, so well done. Overdue win for this horse. He's been racing really well. That was his 15th win from 41 starts, 11 placings. The prize money career earnings now up to just under the $180,000 mark as a 5-year-old. He's done a very good job since he's joined and been with you all the way along. He's competed in some great races and given you a big thrill along the way.
Yeah, he has. He's done such a good job for us. But then, unfortunately, last year he fractured, I can't remember, a bone in his front leg, and then he had time off and he come back, and it was just one thing after another, and he's had feet problems and you name it, he's had it, and it's taken a long time to get him back near his best, and he's slowly getting there. He doesn't feel quite the same as when he was flying and when he was really on song, but hopefully he'll get there.
Yeah, look, as we know, as you get older, and in his case, he's obviously gone through quite a number of injury issues, and as you alluded to, it's hard to get him back, especially at the top level when you've got to perform at the highest level, and there's only normally a 10% difference between the top and the next tier horses.
That's right, Robin. It's really difficult when you get to this grade. These races are just so tough, and when you draw bad, you just plain and simply probably can't win unless you've, sort of got a Grand Circuit horse coming through the grade. So it's really difficult to win. And like I said earlier, getting on the fence tonight made a big difference, and he was able to get the win.
Tonight, inside the second row, your chances were purely going to be based on the pole horse taking you as far as he could. It looked to be in a little bit of trouble coming to the home turn. There were swoopers making their runs. I thought you might get buried back on the pegs. And to the horse's credit, he was able to pick up. And as we know, it's very difficult to get him to accelerate in such a short period of time. But he was able to do it and get to the line strong.
I think so. Yeah, no, I thought we may have been in a little bit of pain around the bend when the swoopers were coming, but he's a pretty fast horse, and once he finally got the run, and he zoomed through as good as he could.
We've seen him run some terrific races out in the lead where he's run some phenomenal times. It's good to see him doing it from behind. I mean, he's certainly now starting to show that he's more than capable of being sat in and used up for that final sprint.
Yeah, no, that's right. I think he's pretty versatile. He has got a lot of high gate speed, but when he's used for one run, he's really fast.
He's very good form, has been over the short course. Can we continue to see him doing the best as well over a middle distance trip?
Yeah, no, I think he can. I think you got to probably drive him a little bit different over the longer trip, but eventually once he races against these ones a bit more, he'll strengthen up.
You raced away for a very comfortable win.
Yeah, Robbie. Yeah, she did. She's Yeah, she's a lovely mare. She has been in really good form in some really hard races and has been going very well. I actually thought she probably would have started favourite in that, so I was surprised with the price, but she with the draw as well. So, was happy enough to get the drive. Got called up this week. Glenn got suspended, so unfortunately he couldn't drive her. And his bad luck was my good luck.
Yeah, it was, and certainly a very good performance by this mare. And as you mentioned, she went through the Vic Bred Series. Her last run was in the 4-year-old race, won by Tell Me Tales, and she's a nicely bred horse by Village Jasper. Had a quick comment, and as we know, the Lewis family put a lot into their breeding. They've had some nice horses over the years, and I'm sure this one goes up there with one of the better ones.
Yeah, that's right. She certainly is well bred, and Courtney and Mark do a really good job with their horses. They always look really well, and they always perform really well. So credit to them that their team's going really well at the minute. And I was really pleased to get a drive for them, and glad I could do a good job.
Yeah, and Courtney's going really well. She's doing a fantastic job and really developing a really nice team around her.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, they've got a lot of nice bred horses, and they just take the time with them and do everything with them, and turn them out well. So they do a really good job.
I must admit, in the run, Lisa, I didn't think you had any chance. I thought the race was being run to suit the horses up near the lead, and as Dan picked up around the 300, he could see you starting to wind up, and you were coming quicker than everything else, and great win.
It was terrific, actually, and I got some very good advice from my mum. Was watching the races earlier, and she said, they're coming from behind tonight, so just kept that in the back of our head. But from 7, there wasn't much else we could do, and look, he's gone super. I'm wrapped.
Duncan, just having a chat with him, and we'll try to catch up with him as well during our Trots Vision coverage, but he was mentioning he likes it when it's an even tempo, and it was pretty much even quarters all the way through. But I didn't really back off at any stage, and he seems to be able to peel off and sprint pretty quick under those circumstances.
You're right, Rob. That seems to be his favoured way of racing, but we always prefer to draw inner more than 7, but look, tonight he's made the most of it.
He's had a good season, hasn't he? He's recorded a few Metro wins and just continues to make himself well known.
Absolutely, he just sort of keeps on keeping on. He's one of those horses that's he's just so honest and really, really good to us as owners.
Nine starts for 9 wins, got through the race untapped. Fantastic effort, 2 runs back, and both runs have been excellent, Chris.
Yeah, he's doing really well, Rob. He's getting fitter all the time, and Clayton said to sort of give him a bit of a hit out tonight, and he felt really good.
Well, his issues that set him off the track, obviously at the moment, all looking quite good.
No, they're really happy with him, and each run he'll just get better and better as he gets fitter.
He's unbeaten to date, and obviously any horse that wins 9 from 9, they're very special. He gives you that special feeling all the time.
He does. He's, pretty casual tonight. Just had to yell at him to keep his mind on the job, and as soon as he hears your voice, he just drops his butt and off he goes. So it's a good sign.
Vincent shoots clear now. Is this a star on the rise? Vincent brains them. Vincent by 15. How big was that, Vincent? That was outstanding.
Heaven Rocks Titan better. It's an all-stars show in the Auckland Cup, and Vincent too good.